my next guest, who's sitting right next to my desk here in the DraftOps.com studio. He is the reigning 2015 Sprint Cup Series champion, none other than Kyle Busch. Good to see you, sir.
How are you?
Pleasure.
Thank you. I'm doing very well.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. It's pretty cool to be here, man.
What a year you've...
Thank
you.
That, yeah.
No,
Looks good.
And thank you. You have brought the hardware.
I did, yeah.
With
the
you.
trophy. We brought the trophy with us. It's that's NASCAR's version. Mine, we got to keep shiny.
What do you mean? you get your own, and
well, hopefully I get my own. I should, right?
I think you should.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the Lombardi Trophy, which I've been around because of my time with the NFL Network that I've been with for 12 years, it's a piece of Tiffany hardware that comes in its own blue bag, just like this trophy right here.
Yes, sir.
Now, I do believe that the NFL does give a team a trophy.
Okay.
But the actual, like Tom Brady, if Brady wants his own trophy, I think he might have to actually shell out for the trophy.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know how it works in NASCAR. I don't want to stir up a hornet's nest here.
I get my own. How about that?
Okay.
I do. I get to take one home.
Well, you certainly have earned it.
Thank you.
That is for darn sure.
Thank you.
Walk me through how you, which I guess is an interesting way to put it, after you broke your leg and your foot in Daytona in February, did you think your entire season was over at that point in time?
Well, I actually wasn't sure. I've never gone through trauma like that, so I wasn't sure if my career was over at that point. You know, first of all, I kind of thought the worst of the worst, and I just wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to get back in a race car, for one. Once I kind of got calmed down with the doctors and they told me everything's going to be all right, I'll be back to normal, I'll be walking, I'll be the same guy all over again, you know, then it was like, okay, well, how soon can I get back in this race car, you know? I wanted to be able to still go out there and race for wins. And essentially, I kind of thought, you know, well, 2015, that's fine. You know, it's out the window. We'll concentrate on coming back, getting healthy, winning races, and developing a relationship with my new crew chief. Adam Stevens was brand new for this season. And so that's kind of how our mindset was. But then we started running well and winning a couple, and it was like, well, shoot, we got a chance to make the chase here, you know? So we kept pushing on, and fortunately we did. You know, we did everything that we would have if nothing had happened, and fortunately we got all the way to the end and won this thing.
But you really thought maybe you would have to figure out to do something else as a profession. Yeah,
worst case scenario, it did cross my mind. You know, I was like, man, what the heck am I going to do? I got my wife's pregnant, I got a son on the way, you know, and fortunately, you know, I've been in the position I'm in for a few years. I've got a little bit stored to the side, but I'm not sure if I can retire right now.
Right. And then when you began to win races and you thought you had a chance this year,
right?
Did that put any extra pressure on you to make something particularly special that you didn't think happen? Yeah,
I mean, it certainly did. It put a little bit of pressure on us. You know, when we were going through the summer months, we were really hot. We won 3 in a row, 4 out of 5 weeks. We finished second 2 other times, I think, in that time. And, you know, it was kind of coming together where it was like, man, okay, we can make the chase. And we're running like a championship-type team right now. We're doing some pretty good things. And then the pressure kind of sat in because we still had to make the top 30 rule. You know, we had to acquire enough points to be able to be in position to be at least in the top 30 with the rest of the drivers. And, you know, missing 11 races, that was sort of a tall task to get done, but we got it.
Well, I'm here with Kyle Busch here on the Rich Eisen Show in studio. So you have what in your leg and foot right now? What do you have?
I still got, I got 5 screws and a rod in my right leg.
Okay.
And I've got 6 or 7 screws and plates in my left foot.
So when you came out here to Los Angeles, did you have to, going through security, basically say, hey, I might set this thing off?
I did ask that question when all the stuff got put in. I was like, hey, do I need to carry like one of those health cards or something that says like I've got, you know, material inside me?
Right.
And they're like, no, you're good. You'll make it through. Don't worry.
Oh, I thought they would just say fly private. I thought that's what they were just saying.
Well, you could do that too, of
I mean,
course.
obviously. You know,
yeah, that makes things a heck of a lot
It's only one
easier.
way to fly. I mean, come on now, Kyle. But so you are going to have...
You're Rich Eisen, for sure.
No, now that, I wasn't inferring that by any stretch of the... I'm on basic cable, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different whole situation. So are you taking this stuff out? I mean, you're going to have surgery to remove it?
That's the plan,
Okay.
yes.
When? When are you going to do that?
Like around December 15th, something like that. a couple weeks, actually, just after the banquet. We go to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Awards banquet here this weekend in Las Vegas.
Okay.
On Friday night, and then I'm going to have a couple days of vacation, chilling out with the family and stuff like that, and then I'll go in for surgery.
And then, so you'll be spending Christmas in bed with your leg up?
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
good for you, man.
Good for me.
Well,
I hear you.
No, I mean, just spend there, just, watch a bunch of stuff.
I guess the biggest thing is, I've had some horror stories, and you always think of the worst. A couple guys have told me, well, if you have the rod in your leg and you go through the same type of accident again, and you have that opportunity to break your leg again, the rod's not going to break. It's going to bend, and it's going to be total chaos to try to figure out how to get that thing out.
So that's why you're doing that.
So, and the other thing I thought about too is like so they were like, well, take the screws out and leave the rod in. And I'm like, well, if you do that and you get into the same type of accident and you blow the rod out the top,
we can't have that.
You can't have you can't have that. So I'm like, let's just get it out.
By the way, I said, good for you because I know you've got a newborn. That's where I was going. Not
right, being able to stay home. I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Because Braxton is how old right now?
He's 6.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he hit 3 months old, it was pretty exciting time for us because he started sleeping 12 hours through the night, and we were like, hell yeah.
Right.
We did it. Perfect. And then he did it for about 5 nights, and then after that, it's just been a total car wreck since. He's up at 1, 2, 2:30, 3, 4, whenever he wants. He's up sometimes 2-3 times a night, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well,
he's pretty cool.
Of course not. I mean, and he's about 1.5 years away from being so psyched that his daddy drives an M&M car.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I'm looking forward to that.
I've got 3 kids.
Okay.
And I'm going to share with you right now. Maybe it also helps because I like leaving my guests in a better spot than which I found him or her. With parenting, my children were potty trained on M&Ms.
Okay, how so?
Because if they went to go
to the restroom,
yes, they would get an M&M.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
right on.
My oldest son Xander one day turned to me. Finally, it clicked in for him what we were doing.
Yeah.
So he started calling M&Ms potty cakes.
Oh, nice.
To the point where you now drive when he sees you drive the potty cake car.
Well, that's
in NASCAR.
That might be a little unfortunate for me. I'm not sure.
No, it's not, man.
I think it's exciting though. Anyway,
it is. Kids,
certainly, we carry on the colorful nature of M&Ms.
You do, and it's a.
Well, my wife's brother, he was taught, I guess, with Froot Loops. They'd put Froot Loops in the toilet and they'd make them aim and.
Oh, yeah.
And so
see what we do? Yeah.
I'm playing that. I like to play that game. I want to have my son have control of that thing so he knows where it's all supposed to go.
Oh man, fantastic!
And we'll give them the M&Ms afterwards. So we got 2 good things going right there.
Yeah, and they'll be bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, it'll be a blast.
With cereal and M&Ms. They'll be bouncing off the walls. Would you mind taking a couple calls from our listeners and viewers here on the Rich Eisen Show? All right, I've got NASCAR Sprint Cup champ Kyle Busch right here for Rich in Buena Vista, Colorado. You're here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's up, Rich?
Hey, Rich. Just wanting to talk to Kyle and congratulate him.
You're on the air with him.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
You had such a run after you came back after when you were in Charlotte. Is that it?
Yeah. I was in Charlotte recouping through all my rehab and everything there. Yep.
Yeah, and then did you have Thanksgiving with your parents and everything, or?
Yes, sir. Of course. We had a great big Thanksgiving. The parents were there, the in-laws were there, and everybody. So we had a good old time.
What was your contribution to the cooking? Was there any contribution that you had? Did you do anything?
No, I'm set up. Yeah, they put me to work. Since my feet are working, I gotta get to work.
See, you should have had the surgery a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
You know, you're like, come feed me.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were part of the setup.
Yeah, I'm set up. I'm table and silverware and dishes and all that stuff. And then I tend to do some of the tear down. I do a little bit of the cleanup as well too. So
now,
cooking's not my foray. I'm not into that.
But what's it like when you're?
I don't have the patience.
I'm with you, man. When you're changing courses, going from one thing to the next at the Busch family Thanksgiving, is it timed? Is there a crew that comes out that takes the plates out? You've got to change them back in. Is it like racing in that regard?
It looks like it is when my mom's cutting the turkey.
I like it.
My mom cuts the turkey. She loves that. She just gets in there, man. She just starts pulling legs and wings and cutting. It's pretty chaotic.
I love it. Now, we took a call from Colorado, where you're huge there, too. Why are you a Broncos fan? How did something like that happen? Because I saw your tweet last night that you were all fired up about the game last night.
I was. You know, I've been a huge Broncos fan since I was a kid. It was years ago. I met John Elway at an appearance one time. He was signing autographs, and got his autograph, and just was a Broncos fan before that. But then since then, you know, just always kind of stuck with me.
Yeah. He's the Duke. He's the man.
He is, yeah. He's pretty cool. So I've met him a few times, and
was he a racing fan?
I wouldn't say he's necessarily a racing fan. He probably knows of us and what we do.
Okay.
But I don't know that I've ever seen him at a race.
Well, he's no Gibbs.
I'd love to have him there. No, he's no Gibbs. Gibbs is a racer, man. He loves that stuff.
What's that? What's he like?
Joe?
Yeah.
Joe's awesome. He's really a mentor to me, you know, and he's been a huge inspiration for me the last 8 years, 9 years in driving for him. It's been pretty exciting.
How so?
Well, Joe, obviously, they call him coach, and I think it's coach because of the NFL, but a lot of people don't know he's also sort of like a life coach. You know, he's got a couple books out, and obviously he's huge spiritually and everything like that, and he's taught me a lot, my wife a lot, and us in our relationship and our quest to, to be closer to God. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, Gibbs he was at the Redskins game yesterday.
Gibbs was?
He was there.
Oh, right on.
And they're doing well too. So, but when it comes down to it, if it's a Denver,
Kirk Cousins is like on fire in fantasy, man.
Do you have him in fantasy?
I don't have him in fantasy, no. But I was just looking at the guy that I'm playing this week. Actually, he started Hasselbeck instead of Kirk Cousins.
I wasn't too bad at play though.
Well, Cousins was 12, 13 more points than Hasselbeck was.
Well, he ran one in, and Matt at age 40 is not going to run one in.
No,
he's not that dual threat.
Exactly.
That Cousins is. So what fantasy league are you in?
We do a JGR league. We've got a couple front office people, and then we've also got Denny Hamlin's in it and Matt Kenseth's in it, both my teammates. So we play all together in a league, and it's actually really close. Matt actually lost this weekend, so now he's 8-4, I believe. And then there's like 7 of us that are 7-5 or whatever it is, you know.
So it's tight.
Oh yeah, it's pretty tight. And then there's 2 that are they're out, they're eliminated. They're 2-9 or whatever it is.
That's no good.
Yeah.
So who's on your team? Who's on the Kyle Busch fantasy football team?
My number 1 pick was Adrian Peterson.
That's a nice pick this week too.
Yeah, that's gone well for me this year. He's done pretty good. Started out a little slow, but he's definitely hot now.
So was that a number 2 overall pick? Were you?
I was 4.
He dropped to 4 in your league.
4th in our league. Yeah.
What's going on with these racers?
Stupid. I don't know.
Okay.
So I got Adrian Peterson. I got Brady. I've got
Tom Brady and Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. Brady was actually was he second? Maybe I got him second round. Must have been second round.
Probably so.
Yeah. I picked one of every. You know, I picked the running back, then the quarterback, then the wide receiver, and so I picked one of every one before I started filling in. So I at least had a solid foundation to build off of.
So you, Broncos fan, when you were drafting and had a shot, you chose Brady over Peyton Manning in your fantasy draft. You did
for
that.
sure, yeah. Tom Brady is the Kyle Busch of NASCAR. He's pissed at the world and he's going for it, right? So he's getting it some this year. He is lighting it up.
Just so you know, your Broncos, after you beat him last night, he said today on his local radio show he's more pissed off than ever.
Really?
After that loss, as I referred to him.
I figured I didn't think they were gonna. I didn't think the Broncos were gonna win yesterday. I truthfully felt that the Patriots, even though the Patriots are down an awful lot with receiver count and all that stuff, they don't have a whole lot of guys that can. Like Edelman and even Welker back in Welker's day, or Randy Moss.
Sure.
You know, they don't have that roster right now, and it's tough to see how they can beat like the Denver D and being able to get as good as they were last night.
So you're driving angry? You're pissed off?
Hell yeah, I always am.
What are you pissed off about, Colin?
The world, baby. No, it's all good. I said that in our draft. It was just kind of a tongue-in-cheek conversation, or piece, but.
What, that the Tom Brady is the Kyle Busch of fantasy football in the NFL?
Right. That's
I like
right.
it.
Yeah.
Well, you, sir, like Tom Brady, have a nice piece of Tiffany hardware to proclaim yourself champion.
Nice.
Congratulations on that. And good luck with your surgery. Good luck, being a parent, being a dad. As you know, that is a huge responsibility that you now have on
No
your
doubt.
shoulders, but I'm sure you're a champion at that too. Thanks for coming on the show.
No problem. I appreciate it, Rich. Thank you very much, man.
Please come back. Please come back.
Yes, sir.
And,
Anytime.
yeah, at Kyle Busch on Twitter, at Rowdy Busch on Instagram.
That's
and
right.
for the television audience, we're going to go outside and have the first Rich Eisen Show 100 out there.
All right, let's rock and roll,
yeah,
man.
because just
You
for
practiced
sponsorship
already?
reasons, we changed it to the Rich Eisen Show for you here. Okay. So what we got it all out there. The cars.
All right, let's check it out.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Kyle Busch is going to be out there in a matter of moments.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.